Yeah, how you doing, everybody? It's still the 9th of December 2009. It's in the early afternoon, and somebody just emailed me there about the last little snippet I put up, and I just want to clarify something. So far we've directly put in the Anglo-Irish, and it has nothing to do with the NAMA, it has nothing to do with it. We have directly put money. We got it from the National Treasury Management Agency. We put in 5 billion. I think it's just less than 5 billion. I actually thought we'd put the whole 8 billion in. We allocated 8 billion, but we've only put in so far just less than 5 billion, and we have another 3 billion to put in. We're going to do that over the next month or two, and we've raised this. I don't know whether or not we bought it on the bond markets, raised it on the bond markets or whatever, but we have raised it, and it's going in the Anglo-Irish Bank, and it's down to us. So that's all. I just wanted to clarify that. I thought at this stage we paid the whole 8 billion, but we haven't. Okay, we only put 5 billion in, but we are due to put another 3 billion in. And I listened just there at lunchtime to that man Kenny raised it in dollar and this morning about the extra 3 to 4 billion that was going in the Anglo-Irish. So it obviously hasn't been paid yet, but it is going to be paid in the next month. And Brian Cohen tried to say that it was separate from the budget, separate from government finances. Who's going to pay the margins? Call down to get the margins up. Gotta put 3 billion in the Anglo-Irish. Somebody else said, well, is there another Ireland? Get that other Ireland done. Pay that 3 billion debt. Anyway, what a business. I really want to talk about Pat Kenny. Pat Kenny is the leading agent stroke employee of RTE. They gave him 970,000 last year for his wages. He earned 20 grand a week effectively last year. He gets 13 or 14 grand this year. Okay, he's retired from this late thing, this late show he puts on, but he's still out in Donnybrook, and he puts on a show on a Monday night called Frontline. And last Monday night he had a whole group of people talking about the Ryan report. Now, Pat Kenny is not my favourite subject. I have nothing against the man personally, like as a human being. I have nothing against him. I don't like people being paid that amount of money, especially when we as citizens pay half of it with our licence fee, and 120 of my fellow citizens had to go to jail last year so he could earn that sort of money. Okay, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. And if I had any say or any influence or any power in this state, that would end right on the button. That would stop. Then he wouldn't be earning that amount of money. However, another day's work. He hosts this Frontline show, and this Frontline show is an interface between him and a selected audience. I presume him and his researchers picked this audience, but he must think we're all muppets. He must think the people that watch his shows are all idiots, and I'm sure some of them are. A tiny percentage would be idiots, but the vast majority of people are not idiots, and they're not fools, and they're not easily taken in. I don't think they are anyway. They may pretend they are, but in their heart they're not. And we've about 100 people, and they're in 5, I think it was 5 sections we're in, and the 3 sections at the front, he dealt with all them. And up the front of these 3 sections, they were in tiers, you know, little raised tiers. And up at the very front were all these priests and ex-priests, and loaded with members of OPUS. Well, they were all up the front. And when they started talking, they could all talk for 2 minutes and 3 minutes, and some of them, there was an old one up the front. I don't know who she was. She must have spoke for, I'd say, 6 or 7 minutes non-stop. Camera locked on her. She was a major advocate for, as a defender of the Catholic Church and all this. She said it was all down to pornography. It was all down to pornography. Nobody told her that the previous Pope, the Polish Pope, made the biggest pornographer in the world, Rupert Murdoch, give him a papal knighthood. Alright, 9 years ago. No, nobody told her that. She obviously never heard of that. But she said it was all down to pornography. And these were all of them were decent, good men. They've just been led astray by pornography. Anyway, The bottom line about it is, Kenny had this show. I think it was a debacle. I think it was a joke. But all the people, as I say, were up the front, and there were a tiny number of them who basically attacked the Roman Catholic Church and its whole ideology, and how in real terms does it happen. But no, I don't think anybody dealt with the central question. But who do they owe their authority to? These priests all swore an oath of allegiance to their bishops, and their bishops owe direct authority to Rome. So all these priests are basically agents of the Vatican here. They're agents of another state. This is a state. The Vatican's a state. People don't understand that. The Vatican is a state. It was set up by Mussolini, 1922. Yeah, around 1921-22. The Lateran Treaty set it up, right? And the bottom line about it is, it has its own state. It issues its own passport. It sits with the United Nations. Has its own bank. You go on all day. It's conducted 3 world wars. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do all this in the history. We're going to do a brief history of the Roman Catholic Church. So I don't want to overlay it now. But like, nobody addressed all this. They had a guy sitting next to him, Kenny, up on the podium, and this guy was a Catholic priest, some sort of a canon or some sort of a monsignor or something. And I actually thought he looked like a film star. I thought he was actually going to break into song at one stage. The camera kept locked onto him like he was Dirk Bogarde or somebody. I never seen anything like it. Anyway, Kenny has a long way to go. This fella's a long way to go, but he still earns his 13 or 14 grand a week. That's a hymn sheet he's singing off. That's a hymn sheet. So he knows what side his bread's buttered on. He ain't gonna rock the boat too much. That's one living certainty. That's why all the audience was stuffed with them Opus Dei freaks. Anyway, and on top of it, not one of the people, I'd say there was only 2 or 3 of the people, were actual victims of these madmen, these monsters, these religious monsters. So you had about 97 or 95 people there who'd no, and all of them are middle class people. I'd say 90 out of the 100 were middle class people. Never affected any middle class people or their children. This was a war conducted against the working class and the underclass, the lumpen proletariat. Anyway, the final thing I want to talk about is our bonds. Article Independent in the Independent. I've put the link up there for you. Brendan Keenan, don't like the man, mumbler, bumbler, a birdie ahern type individual. After you listen to him for 5 minutes, you have to go and have a head-on scramble. You have to go and get a de-scrambling job for your head, because I don't know what it talks about. But he wrote this article, and this article tells us that they devalued Fitch's, the big ratings agency, devalued the Greek bonds yesterday, and we're just behind the Greek bonds. The spread of the Greek bonds now is 2.25. What I've done is I've put up the reference point for all bonds. The reference point, put it up. It's in Bloomberg, and it's the German bond. All right, because you can't get the ratings for the Irish bonds. All that stuff's all hidden and secret. They won't give you it out. Publish it up so you can read it and all. Our central statistics office don't publish anything like that. But anyway, I'm telling you how it's done. The German bond market is the standard for all EU markets. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to take the German market as the base, and you add on the spread. The spread for Greece is 2.25. Our spread is just behind them at 1.71. And if you pop it up, where is it here? The Bloomberg. Here we go. Here, you pop it up, and it tells you the 5-year spread for the bonds for Germany is 2.25, and the 10-year spread is 3.25. So you have to add on 1.71. So it goes up nearly 4% for 5-year bonds for Ireland, and for 10-year bonds nearly 5%. So that tells you the trouble that we're in, and what we're looking at if we want to raise any more money on the international bond markets. We're nearly junk status. We're not just too far off it. Okay, we'll have to talk more. Bye.